Hey everybody, Brian here from quantlabs.net. Today in this video and now podcast, I wanted to talk about what I'm doing moving forward and all my social media and stuff, and anybody new out there who wants to understand what I do, because I think people get overwhelmed pretty good. So I've got my website here at quantlabs.net. Now, it's a usual website, but the thing is I've got a blog under the blog section, literally thousands upon thousands of blog postings. Now, I don't want you to get too confused with that, but let's start with the social media. So if you go under my support and you scroll down, you'll notice that I've got all these different social media outlets on Facebook, let's say. I've got now a section of over 10,000 people in a trading programming community, and that's growing pretty steadily. So let me show you that, the Facebook stuff. So where's my Facebook here? Okay, here we go. So here's my Facebook group called Quant HFT, High Frequency Trading with MATLAB, C++, Java, R, Python, C#, Excel. Things have changed. I'm not going to basically, I'm not going to change that name, but as I said, as it stands, I've got 10,147 people in the group, and we've got all kinds of content that goes up daily, my own stuff on top of other people's. People read it, It's a good place to engage with other people and other ideas. Another place that I have is my Facebook page at Quant Labs Net. Basically it's the same idea as the page, but just not as much stuff. And we just broke through 1,000 likes. Thank you very much. And it's the same idea. We've got quite a few followers on this page, as well as all my events get listed here, and I'll talk about those in a minute. So if you look at the past ones, I've done a social din-dins. We got another one coming up next Monday. Everything I do is on Monday nights, Eastern Standard Time, same as New York, out of Toronto as well for the din-dins, for the face-to-face monthly. And we do this every Monday. So you just check up the Quant Labs Net on my Facebook page, and you'll be able to just click on the events tab and see what's going on. Okay, so there's that. Now the important one for trading, that's really important, is my Instagram. Okay, so if you go under my Instagram at Quant Labs Net, what you'll find as of this video, I've got over 17,899 posts and only 645 followers. I don't really give a rat's ass about followers and all that. What I do care about is the Instagram is very, very important to me. And what I do is I'll go through the news app on Bloomberg and go through and do little video snapshots, what I call my chart consumption daily, all the trading sessions. And this is the best place I learned about trading. I kid you not. I can spot trends a mile away, and they can do well. The one big one I'm kicking my ass on is Bitcoin, because there was a lot of hype on Bitcoin back in March, and now it's October, and the thing just broke through 6,000. So if I actually acted on it, I would be 10 times richer with Bitcoin. Just as one example on so many opportunities I missed out on. So all of this stuff from Instagram gets reposted on my Facebook page and my Twitter account. So that's automatically synchronized. So if you ever go to my Twitter account, which is pretty well not as big, and I really don't care about it. If I can find it, here we go. I've got like 38,000 tweets and only 1,350 followers. Now, I really don't care about the followers and the numbers, but I do find this very fairly helpful in generating trading ideas, and everything gets pretty well posted on my Twitter account, and that's probably one of the big reasons why this account, the followers, is not as big, because there's too much content. People get ticked off with too much content being put up in their feed when they join my stuff for both Instagram and Twitter. So I think people join. I get a lot of people that join, but I also get a lot of people that quit. So that's all fine and good, but that's up to them. So all that stuff gets put up on Twitter, and I know Twitter's dying anyways, so I'm not caring about that. I also have a LinkedIn group. If you, I treat it the same way as my as Facebook group. But the thing is, with LinkedIn, there's not much engagement on it, and I don't know how many members I have, but I have no idea, maybe 1,500 members or something. Not many. Oh, I'm sorry, I got 3,372 members. So it's okay, it grows, but there's no engagement on it. So again, not a priority for me. The other area that can be useful is obviously my channel on YouTube. Now, let me just find it. So if you go to youtube.com slash Quant Labs, you'll find over 1,600 videos, and there's some growth there on YouTube. I've got over, I believe, probably 55 or 5,600 people. But the 1,600 videos, I just like putting up content a lot.
Hey there, how's your trading going? Let me show you some.
Myself up. So I put that stuff up there as well, and pretty well a lot of stuff goes up there. And the sad part about YouTube, there's a lot of, actually the same thing with Twitter as well. There's a lot of trolls and haters and stuff. I just ignore those idiots, because I think people that do this sort of stuff are psychologically disturbed, just seeking attention for themselves to engage with people on a negative front. And I, even myself, got caught up in that, and I just can't be bothered with it anymore. I just want to focus more on positive and stuff that's producing for myself and the group and the different communities built out of these social media. Now, the other thing is meetup.com. I've run 2 meetup groups. The first one is, I think I've got one called meetup.com /quant-finance. So I think I was probably one of the first people on Meetup to start up the quant finance group. This is years ago, maybe 7-8 years ago. And yeah, it's small. It's Toronto. And we've had how many meetups so far? 241. So small groups, and I prefer the small groups because we've got our own little community of people in the social dinners every month in Toronto, and it's been pretty good. The other group that I just took over was a year ago, Toronto Forex Traders Group. So the Quant Finance has about 1,400 people. This one's just over 1,000. And this one's more for just retail traders, probably not understanding algorithms and whatnot. So I try to be somewhat honest with these folks that are coming into Forex trading as a secondary income or maybe as a job, I don't know. But I try to just lay out the groundwork for them just so that they don't get caught up in negative so-called gurus and stuff that they get scammed. And obviously we don't want that. So this group, there's really no solicitation in any of these meetup groups, which is good. And there's no link to anybody and so forth and so forth. All right, so that is the social media and what I'm just starting out now, which is proving to be fairly successful, and I've known about it, but no different than Python. When I kind of poo-pooed Python for a while now, I'm using Python as my primary programming language. The other area that I've somewhat ignored, if you're coming back under my quantlabs.net blog section, you'll notice here at the top right, my podcast. I just put up a podcast yesterday, and that's the first podcast that I'm doing. Now, obviously, I'm not going to go on about the advantages of podcasts like an audio book or an audio, call it radio show, or just an audio file that you can play in your car or whatever as you're on the go. So what I'm doing now is this is the first one, and I got a decent number of downloads, which I'm kind of surprised uh, that now I'm taking all the YouTube videos I'm putting up from this day forward and putting them up on the podcast section. So here's how it works. Like I said, you come to the quantlabs.net blog section. You'll find a new widget on the top right. New podcast is called, and in there, I just want to, just so you know, if you do access this, it only really works well on Firefox and Chrome. And what it will do is, let me see if I can do this, or I'll pull up my other. I'm right now in Safari. Yeah, I'll pull up Firefox. So if I go to quantlabs.net blog, and then again, top right section, you'll find the podcast. So you can click on any of the upcoming podcasts, like the first one I got here, and it will load it up. And remember, these are audio versions of all my videos, so load it up. So there's that, and it's pretty cool because now, if you click on the video, I've got play this podcast on your phone called Quant Trading Live Report. And now with the service is through a company called Podbean.com. So they have now apps that you can download for Podbean and then be able to load up my podcast that's hosting this podcast newsfeed and the video or the files on Podbean. And you can download either of their apps for the App Store or the Google Play on your phone and be able to listen to the podcast, all the stuff I put out, which is great for people on the go. And I'm really surprised on the number of downloads that come with it. So all my videos will go up in this little podcast. Now, I've not included the iTunes store yet, so I can easily get that all these podcasts promoted on iTunes to blow up the audience reach. So the way it's looking, it's a very powerful medium. So that's pretty well the entire process of everything on what I do. I'm kind of person likes to be upfront. And the highlight I wanted to show you, now remember the podcast has a video on YouTube that's synchronized with this podcast if you're doing it through the podcast. The highlight I want to show you though is the Instagram QuantLabs net account with the 13 or pushing 18,000 posts, and just wanted to highlight the process that's so important, so critical for me to generate trading ideas and trends and trading opportunities is through this process that I'm downloading and photographing the charts on the Bloomberg News app each and every day over a 24-hour period and reposting them and then putting them up on the Instagram account. Now, that may be like, whoa, I can't keep up with that. Well, what I've done now is, I didn't mention this, but if you go back to my blog, it's I have banners being pushed out. I don't see any of the pop-up banners, but I have a free service that will go through the videos, all these charts that I'm putting out from Bloomberg. Now, if I go into my YouTube channel, if I can find it, I'll show you one. So yesterday I put up a video entitled, nobody's reading it. It's called China Growth Engine Predicted to Slow Down. Now, what I did was I put that up purposely, and I wanted people to understand that I take the most useful charts from the most useful Bloomberg charts from this Instagram every day, and I make a video out of it, and I have even further in-depth analysis on probably this could be the best trading opportunity for the day, and then I repost that in a video, and I'm thinking I'm actually going to make it public now where it was unlisted on YouTube, and then you'd be able to get that through my backend on my quant analytics service. So I'll show you an example of it, but it's part of my quant analytics service. and then that will show you all of the available trading opportunities. I do that every day, and it's free, and you just sign up to that service. So I'll probably do a video on that as well. But I just want to make sure people understand that that's free. And at the same time, I have my 2 free books here. So if you go to my website, the blog section at quantlabs.net/blog, and you scroll down, you'll see 2 book covers. The first book is called How to Trade Like a Boss, and the other book is Technical Secrets in Algo Trading. You click on either of those, and it'll take you to a page where these 2 books are free. They're PDFs, and they're like $100. A very quick read. And basically what you can do is you can download them. Plus, you'll have an opportunity to get yourself registered in the Quant Analytics Service Lite for these daily analysis charts for free. Okay, and that's a pretty cool service, I think. It's free, it's every day, and you don't have to worry. It's not a trial, it's unlimited. You don't need a credit card. You just sign up and just need your email. And one thing I want you to understand here, when you sign up for this free stuff, I don't release your information. Yeah, you'll get an e-newsletter from me every day, and yeah, I'll pitch some stuff. No different if you're watching a TV show. But if you're cool with ignoring that, you can get a lot of free stuff and the analytical stuff as well. And now, obviously, we've got the podcasting as well, which you don't have to do anything. You have to register for anything, and you can get access to all these podcasts as well. So that's pretty cool. But again, the important thing is to understand where these trading ideas come from. It's via the Instagram account from Bloomberg. And like I said, I'm putting up 40 to 50 of these a day. And it's very powerful information I'm getting from it. And if you're new to trading and you want my biggest tip and you have the time, follow this process. You will instantly learn about trading so amazingly. And not only that, but you'll understand the importance of how fundamental analysis basically trumps everything else compared to technical analysis or quantitative, and even now machine learning. Because fundamental always works. It's the most predictable way to forecast markets and opportunities. And right now, I'm finding I'm using all the different ways, but I'm hoping I'm using it the right ways. As I've said in the past couple of podcasts and videos. All right, so hopefully I'll help you out. And if not, let me know and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Thanks for listening.